What's up XRP family, thank you for joining the video. Here we go, we have here exactly as I predicted. Twitter has announced they are removing the Bitcoin Lightning tip jar. Notice how anytime one adopts it, they quickly find out how terrible it is and stop using it. Bitcoin is destined for failure, let's just be honest for a moment. So this is regarding to the Lightning Network, guys. There is a lot of confusion going on with the Lightning Network. A lot of Bitcoin maxis say that, oh, we have the Lightning Network now, so Bitcoin can be used in the same way that basically the fast cryptos can be used, right? But that's not true. Look at this. This is proof. Here you can see in the last 6 months, only 1,348 people have used Bitcoin. Lightning Network, tip jar future. There are 200 plus million users on Twitter. It's time this useless shitcoin is removed and replaced by something cleaner, faster, and cheaper, right? Now, no hate whatsoever towards Bitcoin from my side. Maybe this guy Crypto Finko doesn't like Bitcoin. I'm not like that. Bitcoin is a very, of course, it's the start of whole crypto. You cannot hate on it, guys, because it's the beginning, right? How can you hate the beginning of crypto? It's a tremendous foundation, but you have to understand that it's not efficient, and this is proof. Again, they tried to use it to tip on Twitter, but it's not working. The Lightning Network is not efficient enough, guys. And Elon Musk has been saying that he wants to use crypto as a payments option on Twitter, and that is going to be very interesting to see what he is going to utilize. If it's going to be XRP, which is the most efficient one, it's going to be another layer on top of it for price to increase. Why will you never need to sell any of your XRP? This is a very interesting theory, guys, and I think it's very, very true. You have to understand this. XRP is not something you sell maybe in the future. It's something you actually just hold, because you can use it to pay, and if it's very valuable, you don't have to really sell your XRP. Let's take a look.
Take your ledger, your cold storage wallet. This is somewhat symbolic. You might not actually take it, but anyway, you take it into BlackRock and you say, hey, I got 200,000 XRP, whatever you have. And they go, geez, 200,000, really? You've got more than we have. You've got more than we were allocated by the IMF. And you go, yeah, do you want to use it to grow your portfolio? I'll let you have custody of it if you give me some interest. So every month goes on. We're hearing rumors of 7 to 12% interest, probably higher if you've got more money or a higher portfolio value. You can go in there anytime, get foot rubs, lemonade, whatever you want. You get the boss of BlackRock to give it to you as well. This is the kind of position we'll be in, and they'll be giving you CBDC at the time, or whatever you agree in your contract with them. They'll be giving you that as an interest monthly, and guess what? You haven't touched a single token. Take your ledger, your cold storage.
So this is a very interesting theory, guys. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it's just a theory that can become reality when XRP is going to be used as a global world currency, which it will. 100%. You can see all the CBDCs being piloted right now. Bank of International Settlements foreign exchange swap positions point to over $80 trillion of hidden US dollar debt reported off balance sheet. How are they going to solve this, guys? This is a huge problem, and they have to solve it. They have to make some kind of deal, and they have to understand how they can get rid of $80 trillion of debt. That's how much money there is in the world, guys. Enough for XRP to go so much higher than it is right now. Ripple says SEC failed to show XRP sales are investment contracts. Asks court to grant summary judgment motion. It's getting very, very close right now, guys. Here you can see the SEC sued Ripple in late 2020. In its reply in support of a motion judgment, Ripple lawyers say that the SEC has failed to show that any offer of sale of XRP, much less every single one, between 2013 and 2020 was an investment contract under federal securities laws. They confronted them. They said you cannot prove that these are sales of security. What is the judge going to say to this? The SEC has in any event failed to carry its burden as to each of the three Howey elements. On the first element's investment of money, the SEC concedes that billions of units of XRP distributed by defendants involved no investment of money at all. Even for transactions that involved an exchange of money, the SEC has failed to show that purchasers invested that money in a common enterprise, as Howey requires, rather than simply buying an asset. Because the second prong of the Howey test, you have to buy it, you have to invest it in an enterprise. That is the big thing, and they always confuse Ripple and XRP with the enterprise, but this is all part of the plan. On the final element, expectation of profits based solely on the efforts of others, the SEC cannot overcome two fundamental flaws. First, no reasonable expectation can exist absent actual obligations undertaken by the promoter, and the SEC has pointed to none. The SEC claims at 3 that defendants made promises, but that empty claim does not hold up. No evidence of any promises appears anywhere in the SEC's fact statements. And indeed, the only mention of a promise that the SEC cites is clear statement that Ripple was not making any. This was all to stall time, guys. They succeeded because they have stalled a lot of time. Ripple has lost hundreds of dollars, guys, hundreds of millions of dollars on this lawsuit. It's insane, the fees that they had to pay on this lawsuit. So just picture that. Beautifully put by Shamath. Wow, must watch. This is about Gary Gunzer. He has to resign. Let's take a look.
Now you look at SBF, it's the exact opposite. He went to the perfect elite private high school. Then he went to one of the most prestigious elite private universities.
MIT.
His parents teach governance of all things at one of the most elite liberal institutions in America.
Stanford.
They are in the establishment of the progressive left. And what happened was he took customer funds and all of this money. He made tens of millions of dollars of political donations. He wrapped himself in this blanket of a progressive left-leaning cause called effective altruism. And all of the mainstream media fell for it and embraced him, as well as some politicians, because it met everything that they themselves also bought into.
Yes.
And now you have this cataclysmic event, a multi-deca-billion-dollar fraud or bankruptcy, millions of customer accounts who are frozen, tens of millions to hundreds of millions to billions of dollars lost and stolen from them. And they refuse to re-underwrite this kid. And the reason is because in order to do so, it's like eating your own tail. And that's why they don't want to do it. And so this is why you have the media basically allowing him to do an apology tour. Now, this is his second time at manipulating them. The first time he was able to manipulate them by basically being one of them. And now he's allowing them and their desire to basically protect themselves so that he can create some kind of a defense for himself. And I just think the whole thing is gross because it misses the entire mood of the nation. This is an enormous financial fraud that was perpetrated on tens of millions of people. And there's no accountability because in order to do so, the media would effectively have to admit that they missed it and they got it wrong. And they refuse to do it. And I think that is the really big problem that nobody is really speaking out about is like, well, if these folks are meant to be the last stop to make sure that there's truth and honesty and transparency in society, and you can't count on them, and in fact, they're just going to reflect their own narrative, what is one supposed to do to learn the truth?
Wow, that is so beautifully said by this guy, ex-Facebook director and stuff. This guy is really a legend. Look what he says, guys. He isn't afraid to speak about this, and this is how it should be. And this is why Gary Gunzer is one of them, guys. There is a plan. They have a deeper plan and a deeper meaning. This is on the top of the food chain. Hearing the SEC reply is basically what Judge Torres will decide on. On the whole, it seems the SEC offers a more general argument, assuming Ripple sold a security while Ripple is trying to question their assumption and go granular. The securities question being asked is what ties between investors and suppliers constitute security sales. Is every purchase expected to go up in value because of the supply? Now, all of this, guys, you have to imagine all of this was part of their plan, right? They knew that they were not going to win from Ripple because Ripple is a well-established company. They have everything, and they were seeking regulation from the very beginning. Former board member from Swift, Marcus Treacher, once told Brett Garlinghouse it's Ripple, not Swift, who's gonna be the solution. That says a lot, guys. Let's take a look.
One of the former board members of Swift, a gentleman, Marcus Treacher, joined our team to run all of customer success. And, this was, a former board member from Swift coming over and saying, hey, we don't think Swift's going to be necessarily a solution to really unlocking this internet of value. These are, marks along the journey. One of this former board member.
What does that tell you, guys? Someone who was working at Swift went to Ripple and said that Swift is not going to be the solution, and it's going to be Ripple that can unlock the internet of value, which is already here, guys, and it's very, very near. Nexo will gradually phase out US operation as a direct result of dead end attempts to gain regulatory clarity. Again, another company that wants regulation, but it's not there because of corruption and because of giving passes to other companies and all that stuff. Conflicts of interest, absolutely. William Hinneman had close ties to Simpson Thrasher, a law firm that promoted Ethereum. They sued Ripple because XRP would have interfered with their scheme to steal billions of dollars from retail investors. Insane. Let's take a look.
Regulation is a tool used by incumbents. And what does blockchain technology do? It replaces trust with truth. Well, who are the arbiters of trust today? Financial institutions, third-party middle people, $7 trillion industry. Okay, they would like to not be disrupted by DeFi and digital assets. So it's possible that some group of incumbents might have tried to lobby for regulation to delay, obfuscate, change the course of the disruption. Regulation is a tool used by incumbents. And what does blockchain technology do? It replaces...
Very easy said, right? And that's the difference right now, guys. And that's about to change. Ripple is going to take over, guys, by truth. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. See you in the next one. Cheers.